In chess, there are several ways in which you can win a game. You can either play a positional strategic game and go to an endgame and you convert the advantage you have. You can play a trap in the opening and surprise your opponent. But the most beautiful way to win a chess game is by brutally checkmating your opponent's king. And today I want to talk about just that. But you cannot checkmate your opponent's king if you don't know how to, right? And chess is a game where pattern recognition is really important. So today I want to show you some of the most common checkmate patterns that may occur in one of your game. But before we get started, remember to like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. Also follow me on Twitch. But let's get into the video. So the first mating pattern I want to talk about is ladder mate. Ladder mate is when you have a queen and a rook, or two rooks or two queen, and you checkmate the opponent's king vertically or horizontally. And in this case, it is white to move. So you play rook here, you check your opponent's king. The king has to go up. You play here, the king has to go up. You check, the king has to go up, and you check here, and it's mate. So when you have two rooks or a queen and a rook, remember this little ladder mate. And this also works if it is done horizontally. For example, here it is white to move and white plays here, check. The king goes here, check, here. King goes here, king here, and this is mate. You see, the king is cut off and you checkmate your opponent's king. Then there is the back rank mate. Back rank mate is really important because it happens a lot. It is a crucial part of the game. And when your opponent has castled and the king has pawns in front of it, you can sneak into the back rank, give a check, and the king has no moves. He cannot go here or here because it is blocked by its own pawn, and this is checkmate. Now, for example, in this case, uh, black has attacked our rook with bishop d2. It's attacking our rook. Can you find the winning move for white? Now, stop the video and then I'm gonna give you the solution. So the move here is knight takes d2 because the rook cannot take the knight, because if it takes, then we go to c8 and it's checkmate. The rook goes back and the king has no move. This is the back rank mate, and to get better at this position, you have to solve a lot of puzzles and get better with time. The next mate I want to talk about, it's called the Anastasias mate, and it's done with a knight and a rook. In this case, the mate is done by playing knight d2 check. The king has to go to h2 or h1. It doesn't make a difference. And now rook h4 is mate. The knight controls these two squares. The king cannot go neither to g1 nor g3, and rook h4 is mate. Now, for example, this is a problem that I want to show you. Can you find the winning move for black? It is black to move. And pause the video if you want. And I'm gonna give you the solution. The solution here is knight e2. The king has to move. King h1. Here the queen controls the square. And now you play the beautiful move queen g4. And the idea is really simple. The opponent cannot capture this pawn, because if it does, well, rook h5 check, the pawn takes, and here we get the Anastasias mate with the rook and the knight. So it is a beautiful queen sacrifice, queen g4. So let's move on. This is called the Arabian mate, and it's done with the king, this is not a king, this is a knight, with knight and the rook. And when the king has no squares to g1, you can play this rook h2 and its mate. This is called the Arabian's mate. Now, This is a problem on the Arabian's mate. Can you find the winning move for white? As always, pause the video if you like. And the move here is queen takes f7. Now, the only move for black is take, and now you play knight g6 check. This square is controlled by the knight, so the king has to go here, and rook h8 is mate. Now, let's move on with the next mating pattern. Now, this is called a battery. A battery is when a bishop and the queen line up on the same diagonal, and this can also work if you have a rook and a queen on the same file. In this case, it is black to move, and queen f7 it's mate because the queen is supported by the bishop. And this can also work with rook and queen, both horizontally and diagonally, vertically. And in this case, it is black to move, and queen h7 is mate. And now, a little puzzle on batteries. Can you find the winning move for black? It is black to move. Now, pause the video and try to find the solution. Now, the solution is knight f3. Knight f3 is a check, so black has to respond, white has to respond either by taking or moving the king, but it doesn't make a difference. If white takes, then we go to h2 and it's checkmate because it is a discovery of the battery. All right, this is a bit more complicated and it's called the balance mate. Balance mate happens usually when your opponent has castled queenside. And the point is that you want this bishop to point this direction and this other bishop to be in this direction. And if it is white to move, then bishop a6 is made. This is called the balance mate, and it is made by the bishop. Now, let's have a little problem about the balance mate. And can you find the winning move for white? All right, the winning move for white here is rook takes c3. Black has to take, otherwise this is just mate. There is the bishop here. If black takes, then you play bishop a6, and this is checkmate with the bishop, both bishops controlling the diagonals near the king. Now let's move on. This is called the Damiano's mate, and it is made with sacrifice along the h file or a file. It depends if the king is castled kingside or queenside. You sacrifice the rook on the h file with rook h1 check. Then you give a check along this file. The king has to move, and now queen h2 is checkmate. Now, little puzzle on Damiano's mate. Can you find the winning move for white? This white move, find the winning move. All right, the solution is rook h8 check. Rook h8, the king has to take, and now you give this check, the king goes back, and you play g6, cutting off the escape squares for the king, and now this is just mate. Now, for the last mating pattern that I want to show you is the Pillsbury mate, and it's done by the rook and the bishop. Now rook g1 is check, king h8, bishop g7, the king has to go back, and now all of these moves are checkmate along the diagonal, except for this one, of course. And now bishop f6, this is mate. And last puzzle of the day, can you find the winning move for white? One thing about this position is that it is not forcing, but the move is still about the Pillsbury's mate. So can you find it? All right. The move is queen f3, a beautiful queen sacrifice. Of course, black doesn't have to take. That's why I said that this position is not forcing, but queen f3 is still the best move, because if black takes this, then rook g1 is check, and you have the Pillsbury's mate with bishop g7, bishop f6, and this is checkmate. After here, this is literally mate. All right. I hope you liked the video, and go practice some puzzles. It will help you a lot grow your pattern recognition ability. And this is gonna be part 1 of a series of videos I'm gonna make about tactics in chess. And this one is about mating patterns. Then there's gonna be the pin, maybe, and other parts of tactics in chess. And I hope you liked it. As always, like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.